Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL CSGO Pro League Relegation Day number uno. We have just witnessed AGO Gaming win their first game of the series against Windigo. That's a lot of goes. I like repeating words today.
Backs and O's. Backs and O's.
Backs and O's. That could be a cereal. Backs and O's. No?
Just random backs?
Just a load of backs with loads of O's. Anyway, before I start making my multi-million proposal for cereal, we have another game, of course. We could have potentially 2 more games. It is a best of 3. It's AGO versus Windigo. Game 1 was overpass. It went in favor of AGO. And now we move over to Cash. Gentlemen, the floor is yours. What are your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I don't know why we're talking about the game. Let's talk about this Backs and O's cereal.
To be fair, I should start writing now.
Dragon's Den, let's go.
You think?
Yeah.
You back me up?
I'll back you up.
Okay.
Dragon's Den, we'll go.
Noted.
No, I mean, honestly, you know, we came into that series knowing what Windigo was capable of on overpass, not being super impressed with them earlier in the day, and ultimately that kind of spelled out again. I think that their overpass is okay, not good.
Yeah.
You know, getting a look, I think it was like, you know, it was a question of whether or not they wanted to play train again, and obviously they end up picking overpass. I wouldn't say it necessarily went how I expected it to, but I was not surprised by the outcome.
I mean, for me, AGO is probably, they were the favorites, so the outcome, like you said, not surprised about it. Going on to Cash, I think we're just going to be continuing the same kind of thing. AGO, I've watched them before, I mean, through the EU MDL last season and then the Global Challenge. They're very comfortable on Cash. They're a strong team. I mean, at this point, I see the 2-0 happening. I see the 2-0 really happening.
Here's the frustrating thing for me, for teams like AGO and teams like, you know, Windigo, for instance. They're not teams that are getting opportunities at big tournaments necessarily. They're only really playing in the Pro League. So like a team like AGO came in with high promise and then failed to deliver. When that's a team like Virtus Pro and you're like, oh, they're playing all these events and they're constantly forfeiting matches because they're constantly traveling, then it's forgivable. But that's not the case here. They just obviously just did not hit a level of play that we expected them to hit. So I was slightly disappointed by AGO this season because I expected them to do so much better. I wouldn't mind seeing them get a second chance because I still feel like they are a strong team. But I also love the idea of getting fresh blood into Pro League. I always like that because it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Like, we've had countless MDL teams make it into Pro League and
just come right back.
And then we've had success stories like, you know, the old TSM roster or Luminosity, for instance. Those are 2 teams that made it out of the MDL and actually did well. I mean, Misfits, before they just kind of fell apart, actually made it to, you know, ESL Pro League finals. In Odense, so...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, AGO right now, disappointing season. Yeah, coming into this now, it's kind of sad that they're even in this position. We definitely had high hopes for them, but they aren't out yet. I mean, they still have a chance to retain their spot and, you know, keep that Pro League spot. However, I mean, going on to Cash, they're just going to have to come out strong against a team like Windigo. I mean, Bubble, Victor, they've been playing phenomenal this entire tournament. I mean, they've only technically played 5 maps, or yeah, 5 maps.
According to the Betway odds, they're going to have to come out very hot. That is a 5-1, actually, technically a 6-1 in theory, but anyway, a 5.00 in comparison to a 1.14. So clearly, Betway not thinking this is going to be a favorable one for Windigo.
I think it's closer than the actual.
I would say so as well.
Yeah.
Would you say it's worth putting, you know?
Yeah, I think this.
Oh,
I think this is
for those. Yeah,
this is that tilt bet. This is like watching that first series. Now it's like the plane's crashing and everyone's bailing out. You need to hodl.
Like Lost.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to hodl.
You just gotta hodl.
Just
hodl.
This is my initial proposal for backs and O's. Don't know if you can see that on camera. Probably quite.
They can.
There's like it's a back with some O's. I don't know if it would sell as a cereal.
I'm gonna tell you
right now. It does kind of look like Operation though.
It does a little bit.
Yeah. We gotta go on to V2 of that because I didn't like V1.
You don't like it?
I don't like V1.
The alpha is not good.
It's okay. I'm good at taking constructive criticism. You were dishonest with me. You said you were behind me. He gives me real honest truths.
I just didn't like your. It kind of went. I was expecting whatever. I was expecting backs and O's, not a back with O's. Right. That looked like someone laid pepperoni on someone's back.
Well, with that noted, maybe we should find out if the casting team appreciate my Dragon's Den ideas. Guys, let's talk about some Counter-Strike. Take it away.
Yeah, let's talk about some Counter-Strike instead. So, map 2.
Yeah.
Cash. AGO's pick. Does Windigo have a good look at this? Do they have a firm, honest handshake at taking Cash?
From the statistics, I believe Cash is AGO's best map. So, I mean, right now it's definitely in favor of AGO, and they're just coming off losing their map pick. So I'm sure they're not feeling too hot right now, not feeling too well. So yeah, I think they're not really quite in the best mindset for this, and hopefully they can bounce back. I mean, they've done it before,
yeah,
and they're going to need to do that again if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, we'll see. The players down in the pit look like they're ready, and they're just now sprinting out. It's going to be AGO to start things off on the T side, Windigo on the defense now. And Victor's playing in mid, and it's going to be an early mid presence for AGO. They are able to overwhelm Victor. Now they have the draw. They can go vents, which it looks like they're applying some pressure. They could go highway, do as they damn well please. And they are overwhelming absolutely everybody they come across. Other than Punisher, he's able to at least take down 2 with him. And Ships has forced the bomb to the deck. It's a 1v2 from a 1v3, and he might actually have a little bit of a one-way right here.
Oh, he's actually giving it up, and that's going to allow the passage for the bomb to go through. He's going to push through on the bomb tap, but Snatchy covering his teammate so well from Checkers. Beautiful entries by Grubby, by the way. But yeah, 3 kills for him and pissed around for AGO. Again, now we're back to, oh my God, are we done for here?
It's a repeat?
Yeah.
Well, Windigo was able to, correct me if I'm wrong, they were able to get some early pressure back in response. They had a scout previously on overpass. It does not look like they choose that avenue this time. It is a Deagle and some CZs mixed in there with some head armor scattered about as well. 3 smokes, however.
Yeah, and Bubble and Spellin are both buying only P250, so I imagine they're saving for a double op setup on the first gun round. But right now, AKs, Galil's, MP7s in the hands of AGO and a MAC-10 for Furlan, of course. But peeks out the perfect time with a CZ, and is going to find Groovy. That's 1 rifle down, but Snatchy bringing it right back, but still an AK down.
Yeah, can they hide that AK? Yeah, it looks like they take 1, they throw it towards the T-spawn side of things. But a good nade. Off the corner and into the side pocket. Towile's able to pick up that one. Looks like some smoke's coming in, arcing in. That's going to block off CT as well as Heaven. That leaves Spellin completely separated from the remainder of his team right now. We're going to try and give him some support. Looks like you got a player that comes out of Heaven, falls first, leaving Punisher alone. Desert Eagle in hand, only able to say, hey guys, I'm over here. Take me.
Yeah, I mean, as expected, AGO securing. They have the superior weapons. They're playing it pretty well, and they seem a lot more well-versed on this map so far from what we've seen. But let's see if they can keep it up. This round should be a pretty clean sweep. They do have 2 MAC-10s up against USBs, no armor, so Windigo is best served not to feed those the money. But yeah, at the moment, not much. Is no hope right now for Windigo. But again, Spellin and Bubbles, their money's starting to stack closer and closer to that double op setup. Let's see if we'll see that, though.
Yeah.
Aggressive push towards B.
Straight at that SMG. It's going to be a 1-man. And 2, okay, not too shabby. A 3rd kill, 2nd one for Victor. That's amazing. So they obviously are able to wreck the SMG, the MAC-10 first, and then they're able to start to take down some of the more important VIP targets that have AKs.
Yeah, and the best part is only 2 of them died to SMGs. That's pretty good success.
Yeah, bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, once again, the double ops up early.
That's very early.
Yeah, they have no utility at that cost, though, and they have no kits either. So retakes will be a little bit more difficult for them here. So they're going to need to contest early on. 3 men towards middle early. Spellin holding it down, but Snatchy waiting, crouch peeking, ready for that. He's going to have that early advantage for his team, and now the pressure's on Windigo. They're scattered on the B defense, so rotation's coming in.
Did Snatchy get a good spawn for that? He was there lickety-split. He posts up and just pulls Spellin down. In a heartbeat. Oh, and he catches Punisher as well coming out of the vents, thinking that that smoke was going to give him safety. And Ships nearly pulls the trigger. If it was a 5-pound trigger, he got 4 pounds into it. Very nearly to take that frag. It's Bubbling now and Victor left alone. And really, they're in a save, like a self-defense save right now.
Yeah, I mean, those consolation kills help a little bit, but they're way too far removed, and the fact that they have no kit is now playing unfolding, I suppose. But yeah, it's going to be another round win for AGO. 4-0 start after a map win. You're feeling pretty good if you're AGO right now.
Yeah, Cash can do this. Cash can end up having the 5-0 start. Can even have like a 6-0 start because you end up breaking their economy again, sending them back, especially if it's the CT side. But Windigo are going to try and plug up that hole just a little bit. Save as many weapons as you can. Stretch the dollar bill to its absolute limit. But this was a double op setup. AGO just ran straight at him with the first opener from Snatchy, and I believe the second one as well. And that poured fuel onto the fire. A lot of players will get that first kill towards the B main, and then you still have to hesitate. We don't want to really push straight off of that. But that second kill was lights out. Let's go straight into that B site, end the round.
Yeah, no, great calls there from AGO. But now this time around, they do have the 2 weapons saved from the prior, but CZ's an ump in the hands of Punisher, and that's going to be all the investments that they will be able to buy the next round, but at least kills to keep the money modest here. Bubbling, nice flash, pushes off Snatchy. He knows he's there, and he's going to take down Groovy. A bit of a sloppy peek from him, which will give Windigo the first pick, an advantage that they desperately need right now.
Yeah, and they're still outgunned. You still got Spellin on a CZ. Got ships in CZ territory as well. So this is tough. So they try some extra spice over there all towards the A site with a Shroud boost. And the remaining 2 players looks like here in mid being Victor alone, and then also Bublin over towards the B site alone as well. So it's going to rely on some individual effort if the tide shifts in that direction. Mid can be supported by Highway very quickly. It looks like Ships is next to the fork truck, but it's merely a CZ. Not the best support.
Yeah, they've forfeited some control towards the B site. They're going to gamble towards A and mid right now. This is exactly where AGO is going. So they're playing right into Windigo's hands. But it's going to be a matter of time before, unless they give away the early information, but it's going to be a bit awkward here. Smoke is going to keep them there for sure. The pressure on the A site. No commitment happening from AGO just yet. The mollies are coming out now. Snatchy's picked up 1 kill towards Highway. Punisher from Boost picks up 1, but PHR finds 1 himself. Spellin now the only player on the defense. Oh. And Snatchy and PHR playing so
saving
well.
lives.
Yeah.
So Bubble alone, 1v2. Snatchy's up on top of the E-box, kind of an off angle you don't anticipate. It doesn't even glance over towards Truck. He's taken down. So AGO, being a man down early on, they slow things down. See if anybody from Windigo over pursue. But Windigo are a passive team in general. We see that on Overpass. We're starting to see that on Cash. They earn an advantage early and then just back up. And it's just they don't really gamble all that often when it comes to throwing away advantages.
Yeah. To touch on that point, I think the only map where we saw a bit of a difference for that from Windigo is on Train, where they were like very aggressive, and that was working out so well for them. So I'm surprised they're not doing that again. Snatchy just shutting them down every single round with this op right now. He's sitting at 9-1 already. Whew. Absolutely monstrous performance in this second map. The first half of that too, and Execute's coming in towards the B site quickly now. The mollies are there. Not much counter utility for Windigo. Punisher can't quite, Punisher can't quite do much there, but Furline finds Ships, and that's the B site opened up.
You're going to end up in a save pretty quick. Yeah, you already see the 2 players falling back towards Truck. However, Punisher still in a position to be able to catch players if there's a counter boost out of the vents, for example. But pretty quick save call, and that's a tough one if you're Windigo. And it is deflate yourself a little bit. It's like a humble check. You just get humbled when you're there. They overwhelm you so fast on a site, and you don't have the even proposition to take a retake or even a rotation.
Absolutely.
You just have to save.
Yeah. And I think what really brings them back up a little bit is the fact that they were stacked towards the A site the round before, and they weren't even able to pick up that round. They had all 5 players towards Highway and A, and they weren't able to hold the A site.
Yeah. And so you got power play on the Shroud boost. The early, that hadn't been seen. Now you've played that card, so it's going to be checked from here on out.
Yeah, so 6-0 lead now for AGO. Again, Snatchy's looking so on right now. Tao's only died once also, so that's pretty good performances from them. And the tactical timeout, pretty well timed, I think, for Windigo. They need to stabilize here. They have ops, they have M4s, they have some utility, they have some kits. This could be the swing round that they need, but they need to be able to secure this round. If they lose this, it's going to be a 12-3 half, 11-4 maybe at most.
You drop this round. Even this round is still going to be a little bit shortchanged. You've got M4s, Op, Afamas, and Spellin is sitting on 3,500. He could get a donation. Victor can buy him. Punisher and Bubble can buy. They can all buy him an M4. So, but that does end up hamstringing your economy in the future. I think Windigo, foreboding any kind of buy, whatever they have, something else needs to change.
Absolutely. Yeah, they keep
strategically.
They keep trying to contest Snatchy on B main, but he's not losing those duels. He looks absolutely unstoppable towards that side of the map, so they're going to get scared at some point. You can't keep taking the same risk over and over. So now they're going to need to come up with a different game plan. They're going to do 2 towards A.
2 in the mid, 2 aggressively in the mid, 2 aggressively into Squeaky. Groovy takes them both. The counter boost is there, so there's a little bit of a glimmer of hope right here, but Victor drops in and immediately is sent to a watery grave. And you're into another save call very fast before the bomb's even planted.
This is 1 minute and 25 left on the clock and a 5v2.
It's breakneck.
This is not looking good right now. This seems to be slipping quickly out of their hands. I think a little bit more quickly than they anticipated.
I think the Betway guys were on point. They made the right calls. Who to gamble with here.
Absolutely. They're just hunting now. They have so much money. Spellin needs to hold on to this op so badly, but there's so much pressure. He finds 1, he finds 2, but there's still 2 more to go after that. The flashbang will push off his crosshair, and now he's been overwhelmed. Op out of his hands, and now the money situation is not too good. They can't afford a double op if they want to bring that up again. They haven't been that successful with it.
The rubber band snapped. Windigo can't. They tried to stretch that dollar bill further and further and further and further, and finally they're unable to save, choosing to try and find some solace in CT rather than going all the way towards the B site or Sunroom or anything other on that side. But 7-0, that is, and it's a quick 7-0, like you were saying. It's like 1 minute and 20-something in the round, and Windigo already making safe calls.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Pretty dominant half so far from AGO. See if they can keep it up. They have the chokehold. Their economy's looking pretty hefty, pretty stable. But yeah, a bit of a change of pace from AGO, just slowly taking control towards the B site.
It's interesting. I mean, both teams have shifted a little bit. Windigo's default has moved Spellin onto the B site. Punisher is back into a default position. We saw him in earlier, but AGO initially took some aggression to get up on top of the red box in the garage to see if anybody was going to push up, and they can see some ankles around that corner. Instead, now they start to lean on the crutch of the B site, which is where Spellin remains on site with not direct support, more of tertiary support from Punisher in the vents.
Yeah, and Spellin finds 1 off that, and he finds 2 off that. This is exactly what they need. Punisher's still there and alive, and he's going to pick up 2 of his own with Spellin picking up a 3K. This is what they need. A convincing round win. 5 players alive. If they can string some rounds after this one, they have a lot of money to go through in the hands of AGO, of course. They're pretty well stacked, but I mean, if they can string 1 more round, 2 more rounds, break the economy maybe, if they can finish this half 9-6 in the favor of AGO or anything more than that, you're very happy with that.
I mean, AGO got caught up in the crossfire real bad right there. So I think Punisher came out of the vents, went way down checkers, and then opened up on them when they were coming through B main. So I don't know if Windigo are ever going to take that aggressive stance ever again. They've lost it in B main aggression like 2 or 3 times. They don't like that anymore. But that setup worked out perfectly. All of AGO just opened up on the site at the same time. Now it's going to be a mass push in through A main. Furlan's going to be first on the point around the fork truck, and he catches the player point blank range. He turns around. The op is used as a shotgun, and it's a 3-on-3. Chaos on the site right now, but as long as Ships remains here, he's going to make this a much easier retake, even spotting the player back behind the quad box. And Spellin makes this easy again, just like he did on the B site. Rapid kills in quick succession. 1v2 now.
Tao's picked up 2 already, but Punisher jumps up top of the toxic barrels and he spots his little shoulder, takes him down, and a round win for Windigo.
This could end up being an 8-7, 7-8. I've seen this happen before. I mean, Cash is a streaky map anyways.
Absolutely.
But you still got to crack that bank open against AGO. And by the time it's completely depleted, their bank, they're going to have loss bonus that's accumulated to start to crutch that.
Absolutely, yeah. And the fact that they only kept 1 player alive, that really hurts their economy. And if they lose this round, it's only going to be Spellin and Punisher buying up. So it's going to be a very important round for them. But it seems like AGO is really favoring set pieces right now, whereas they were doing a lot better just looking for those early picks with the op. Spellin this time around, regaining the confidence finally to contest that B main with the op. Let's see if it works out for him.
Some early damage done against primarily Ships. A little bit more to Punisher as well, but not really big, especially with you got the AKs and the op still in play for the AGO side. But they fan out. AGO tried to muscle their way into the B site 2 rounds ago. Last round they tried to muscle their way into the A site. This time they're like, all right, we're gonna fan out. see if we can get picks. That was really their recipe early on. The way they were getting those picks was because Windigo were kind of stretching their neck out a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, Snatchy's been doing an impeccable job too, just finding those early picks with the op. Furlan's taken mid-control all by himself, and one-man show, a little bit of utility to support him in doing so, but Punisher's making his way back onto back checkers right now, and if this is left unchecked, that could be a problem for them. But besides that, not much is happening just yet. The bomb's still towards B, and the players are rotating over this way, so this seems to be a B hit with a lurk in middle and white box, which is soon going to unfold. Furlan's giving away his position, though, so he does not have the element of surprise anymore, and soon this will be a hit on the B site.
All right, so they've got the op to hold the angle. Spellin, whenever he's ever been in this situation, it's been 1 or 2 kills, and this Molotov perfectly timed. Punisher, though, is the back of checkers, takes 2. Though Spellin was taken out immediately, able to pick up 1, but still an early advantage. 4-on-2 situation with 12 seconds left. The bomb has made it into the site and gets planted. Snatchy trying to deal with Punisher, who's been a nightmare for them back here. The first, but not the last. Grubby alone, he lines him up. Unbelievable, 3 kills, bop, 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 in a straight fashion. And AGO steal that one away from a 2v4 and then a 1v3.
What's the saying? Unlucko malucko? That's just unlucky.
That's the lineup is,
peak. Yeah. I mean, unlucky from them, a little bit lucky for Groby, but I mean, he capitalized on that perfectly timed peak, finds 3 kills in the post plant, 2v4 into a round win. This is another situation where you're Windigo and you're thinking,
yeah.
This is becoming a problem, and we're finding the advantages. We're finding situations where we should be winning, but we're not able to close out these rounds. Like, what is actually going on here? Are we just unlucky? Yeah. Now their money's not looking too hot. The only thing they have to work with is a double op. The rest of the players are on CZs.
Yeah, that last round, Windigo can't. I mean, you can fault them a little bit, but yeah, the peak was so well timed with the stars aligning, literally.
Absolutely.
And Windigo are back into a little bit of muck and mire. They've got double op with pistols, now losing the first op and quite possibly and obviously the most important op that they've had.
Yeah, now Punisher able to pick up that op. He's going to fall passively onto the B site. PHR's taking a leg shot from Bubble, who has pretty much all of A controlled by his door. So now AGO need to make a decision. They need some control somewhere. They're going to decide to go where the op is, and not going to be able to land that shot. Bubble is going to fall back onto the forklift. There's so much presence being shown by AGO, definitely telegraphing that they're heavily towards the A side at the moment. What is the response here from Windigo?
Well, Victor's a truck, and Snatchy's looking to catch some late rotate, but the execute on the A side has to happen first for him to be able to get those kills. There's been a call, there's been a gamble, or maybe Snatchy made some noise, maybe with the scope in, and he's pulled players down towards that B site. This does leave Bubble absolutely alone, but he defends. There's the first, and reinforcements arriving across the truck right now. And AGO don't like the look. Do they have the time? 16 seconds to get to that B site, and Snatchy's cleared it up. You gotta go through vents. You are going to be vulnerable for a short period of time, but nobody's there. 7 seconds. Do they have their sneakers on? No.
No,
they don't have it.
That came down right to the wire, but a round win for Windigo. Not how you expect that to go, but you'll take that.
Yeah, you'll take it for sure. But it is super scary when a team makes the call. Honestly, they may have been even a little baited by the call. But as an in-game leader, you have to make that decision on the fly, whether you go one way or the other. But they make that choice to go back to the B site. 1 second more, they're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't work out for them. Close, but no cigar. Again. Oh, they're going for the Shroud boost again.
Bold.
They're actually boosting up the MP9 up here, but they actually made an audible, it seems. Oh, this is gonna end. This is not gonna end well for Windigo here. They know that he's up there. They've heard that would be.
Windigo can really, if they manage to win this round, they can really put a strong showing in this half. Punisher gets the first. He's still up top. He's being a complete nuisance up here. Now he swings out wide, and it's 1v5. Snatchy wants to just pull him down, but he's been flashbanged, trying to deal with the nuisance up there. 8-4. Windigo are likely and showing now that they're going to have a strong first half. They finally evaporated AGO's economy.
Yeah, it's a good sign. Definitely a good sign for them. If they're able to string some rounds together here, again, this is the first chance. Keep as many bodies alive as possible. We want to be able to maximize the buy rounds at this point if you're Windigo. Yeah, look at the scoreboard. Ruby, Snatchy, both performing pretty well. Windigo's pretty close together right now. No one really outstanding performances. Now, just spamming through with the Deagle, trying to find an angle, but we found. Oh, looked so close, but he's taking so much damage from that grenade.
Ow. And they're going to line up for Bubbles M4. They jump across safely for the time being. Can they overwhelm? The bomb was thrown into the site, and they pick up 2. They'll get a bomb plant for this one. They hold a man advantage, but can they hold on to that weapon, that AWP that Snatchy was able to get? And by the grace of God, they ended up getting it into Snatchy's hands, though he does die. PHR with an M4 does a lot of damage. It's Grubby versus Punisher right now. And he almost jumps and Goomba stomps him. He defends with a CZ, and the round goes to AGO.
That was a turnaround flick headshot mid-air from Groovy. That's absolutely filthy. 9-4, a little bit of maybe over-aggression and confidence from Bubble there.
I don't know if you knew where the last tee was. There was so much chaos towards the end of that round. I know you had Toao, I believe. No, it was PHR on site doing work with the M4, and it was CTs mixed among Ts. It was wild. But Windigo are digging deep. They dig deep again. We've seen this before. It's a double op, and it's not the greatest of weapons behind it, but it's 2 M4s and an MP9.
Snatchy once again towards the B site, shutting down Spellin, reading him like a book right now. So dominant with that op towards the B main.
I can't believe they keep taking that peek.
Yeah, it's just what point do you start saying, hey, this is becoming a problem?
I've lost this duel 3 out of 4 times. 9-4, second to last round of the half. Whoever wins this one could very likely take the next round as well, because both economies are struggle bus.
Yeah, and a man down. 1 minute left on the clock, so it's definitely in the hands of AGO at the moment. And Groby peeks out at the perfect time, but he's not able to connect the shots. Nice equalizer there from Ships, but yeah, once again, we see Windigo in the same kind of predicament where they have no real way to regain information, except this time around, Bubble's pushed all the way through A. So they definitely know this is a B hit now. The defense is coming. They just need to survive long enough for it to get there. A bit of an overconfident push from Ships. Punisher's still alive on site. Victor's waiting for his chance to strike. Victor just spraying through with the MP9, finds one, but Punisher's not able to find one on site. Snatchy turns around, picks up Bubble, and it's just all on Victor now, 1v3.
Whoa, with an MP9. Now, Toao was just hanging on by a thread. He did some damage to Snatchy, but it's not good enough. 3 kills on the round for Snatchy. Opens up with the first, has the middle kill, and the last. So it is 10-4, and like I said, likely to pick up this one as well, because the economy for Windigo is going to be bottomed out. CZs and armor, there's a Deagle in there, but they have no weapon that they can put on their shoulders. Everything handheld.
Yeah. And CZs have 1 kit at the very least. That might help. But they have 3 players towards the B side at the moment. 1 player pushing towards Sandbag. Just playing passive. Once again, really contesting early on. Not really going for the aggressive pushes. They know that AGO has been sending spread players towards B. Snatchy by himself pretty much towards B main. Why not just aggressively push? Try to find an advantage. Playing on site becomes a kind of a problem because, again, you don't have information.
Yeah. I like this from AGO. Everybody just play together. You know what you've just done to their money. Make sure that nobody dies unwarranted, spread, and split from the rest of the team. It is a B stack for Windigo. They have 1 player on the A site, and now they're going to start to stroll their way up towards the truck. But they lose that A player. Right now, the site is completely open and available, but Ships hits almost a drive-by with a Deagle and 2 for him. And it's only a man advantage for AGO.
They're getting the bomb down, and the kit does not seem to have been recovered, so that could be a problem for them. They do have 1 player towards Highway, and he's getting flanked by Bubble, and if he's able to win that duel, that could be their way back into the round. Being distracted, Bubble tapping away, finds 1, but he's been brought down to 1 HP. Punisher tapping away, gets the dink off on Groovy, but Groovy peeks out the right side, takes him down, and it's just Bubble with 1 HP now.
It's a dream. Morty's alive, but he's got the AK. Snatchy hits the last shot, and the half ends at 11-4. AGO having control for the vast majority of that one. Only one threat to their economy, and that was 2 rounds ago, and it was seldom. I mean, they were still up against, it was double ops a lot, but there were some force buys in that. We saw some double ops with pistols, we saw double ops with some M4s, and the MP9, not too bad. It was employed up on top of the Shroud boost a couple times, more often than I would anticipate it. Usually it's a one and done. You use it for 1 round.
It works.
And that's it. Because it gets checked from there on out.
Absolutely.
But they did it multiple times successfully.
For sure. And I think so Windigo definitely had the opportunities again. They had multiple opportunities early on in the half to close out some of the rounds where they were making the right reads, making the right adjustments, but they just weren't able to secure the rounds. And they dropped that 1 eco round that pretty much swung the rest of the half for AGO. So this is an 11-4, a very important pistol round now for Windigo. They are on the T side, so they can be a bit more aggressive here and control the pace of the game. Let's see how it works out for them, though. 2 players on the A defense at the moment. The bomb's about to explode out of door.
Interesting. A lot of teams will play retake A. Not here. Not now. AGO go for the direct play and defense. They've got the bomb dropped next to the fence line, and Furlan's just deleting players. 5-on-2 right now, and Bubble's being contested in mid as well. Furlan dials it in through the door. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Well, Spellin was there. He's no longer home.
I like that one. But yeah, how much hope on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think Windigo has right now to bring this back? This is an important round for them.
Oh, they better have hope, or else, I mean, they're going to be knocked down.
Yeah,
to the lowers.
Yeah, it's looking very, very grim. Rifles up on AGO, 2 from Mai, 1 M4 in the hands of Furlan, MP9s on Snatchy and Tau. Windigo, no bomb plant means a force buy is necessary here. CZs, P250s, some utility, so looks like they may be setting up for a set piece, try to get close distance with that onto A site. Probably just jiggling away, trying to get any information, trying to control any of the aggression from AGO. They're slowly going to make their way on. 2 players being boosted up. It's the trap hole.
See if there's any kind of set strat right now. I mean, AGO are pretty settled in, and in fact, 4 of the 5 players for Windigo don't have head armor. Oh, but the damage is there. Look at all of this dealt against AGO. Against all that armor, they're making them look very, very soft at this point. It'll be a plant, and they're going to have to be a retake. Ships tries to fight forward, and that was a bold move. If he wins that fight, the round ends in favor of Windigo. But he loses his life here. It makes things a little bit easier. But the ace up the sleeve for Spellin on the backside of this one. PHR is able to spot him out. But still, they have to contend with him. Spellin, all he needs to do is just jiggle peek anything. And he commits 1 player. That basically makes this a 3v3 on the site. They make their way in. They lose a 1 for 2. Now it's traded out evenly. 2-on-2. The player coming up the highway late to the show. Snatchy shuts the door, at least to save some on the air conditioning. But PHR has to defuse this bomb out in the open with players still standing. Not a chance. A successful round for Windigo. Cost them all their lives. No survivors.
And miracle round there for Windigo. 3 kills on hand for PHR. Pretty important round to go big on. And yeah, this is, again, an opportunity. Are they going to seize it? Are they going to drop it? I'm not sure, but they can buy up. They can get some AKs. They can get some rifles here. They can get some utility to push off the pistols, control the game once again. And if they can get that snowball, get it rolling, get that economy settled as early as possible without losing any rounds in between, that might be their ticket back into this game. And
yeah. It's a brave move by AGO here. Force buy up. Scout, M4, pistols. It does set them up for a potential win on this round, but also in eco to follow, in a very weak round to follow even after that. So that would be 5, 6, 7, possibly 8, depending. So your round that you've spent so much time gaining that lead could be quickly cut in twain. So this is Windigo's opportunity to be able to seize and really come back into this match.
Yeah, and right now, Windigo's expecting perhaps some aggression because they're just holding back, maintaining parts of the map, maintaining control, but look how far up Taos is right now. That could be a problem for them. They're no way going to expect this position to be this far up.
A weird position for a CT.
Yeah, and he's able to fast flank, so they could throw off the timing just a little bit. Furlan and Groovy on the A defense at the moment. And this is where Windigo's favoring right now. They really want to hit this site. All players are towards this end at the moment.
Yeah, that's actually... Toao can do a quick flank, and you've got all the firepower that you've invested in this round for AGO actually present. Though if they start to get into their own heads, they might start to rotate off if the timing is favoring Windigo's side. But here comes the utility, should be pretty obvious now. Furlan getting mollied out. He's forced back behind the Toxic. And Gruby now will take this post up with his teammate in front of him. He's going to lead the way, be the meat shield. And now Gruby might have a little bit of an opportunity as a little bit of a bait. But it is Windigo that takes the advantage. Now a 4-on-2 situation. And it's just the Scout, the only real potential to do damage at this range.
And just PHR by himself now, and he's going to be taken down by Bubble. That will be a round in favor of Windigo, a round they really needed. The money's officially broken for AGO. 6-12 still on the board for AGO at the moment. But yeah, no money. So there's going to be a full save here from AGO. See if Windigo can make this round clean and stabilize that money. They're going to really need to. But yeah, great utility usage overall from Windigo at the moment. Definitely good composure.
Yeah, coming into that site, they molly out the fork truck. That pushes the immediate player out that had a pistol, which basically saves a life. That's one life saved on entry, which basically is all you need to do for your T side, having a man advantage. As they've lost their first, and they're likely to lose many to follow. Toyo actually gets the kill against Victor in trade. Not bad. Spellin wants to be able to secure that AK, though, so he'll use some utility, some smokes. He'll wait for the first couple shots to ring across, and he will trade back and recover that rifle.
Yeah, the bomb gone down, and very little hope here for AGO. PHR finds one, though. It's a little bit of economic damage dealt and a gun recovered. That could help out a little bit to come into the next round, but...
Oh my goodness. 2-for-1 special. It's an advantage now for the CTs, at least manpower-wise. Bomb's ticking away. Bubble is back behind B main. He's well passive. In fact, you've got a player on the site. It is planted for B main. Bomb's being diffused. Bubble... It's halfway through. 5 seconds has elapsed. He peeks it out now, and he'll finish the job. Had a kit been in play, favorable to AGO. Another eco round their way. But still a successful round for AGO regardless. Almost full vanilla on that round. They get 4 kills.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage dealt to the economy for sure. This is what they... If you're Windigo, you kind of wanted to avoid that. Yeah, you have the round win, but now your money's that much closer to a reset. This is pretty much your final full investment here, unless you get the bomb down, of course. Let's see how it plays out at the moment. Still no ops available for AGO. It's something that they've had pretty good success with.
Yeah. Well, this is that was Windigo's undoing against Big, was their anti-ecos. Big was able to pull off 2 eco rounds against Windigo, and that was their complete undoing. It was so unfortunate to be able to watch. But right now they hold a little bit of an edge. Temporarily doing great damage against the remaining players of AGO right now. 2 of the players down in the 50s, and now they're just being quickly bled out. A 4-on-2, and you're going to end up in AGO in the same situation Windigo were in the first half, where you're going to have some quick save calls. 9 out of 10 casters recommend saves at this point, but AGO, listen to nobody.
Yeah, they had a different plan in mind for sure. But another very convincing gun round win here for Windigo. 8-12. Hope is coming back now. You can hear it in their voices. They're starting to chant. I can feel their energy once again. So obviously they have the hope. So do I now. You just need a few more gun rounds. Luckily for them, when you're on if you're a CT side, your economy stabilizes much more difficult, especially if you have the round losses.
Yeah, but you don't have that extra income. Your weapons are more expensive.
Absolutely. So Windigo can bring this back. They only have a few more gun rounds in between them, maybe 2 at most. But Tao with it.
Surprise!
Not even able to get 1 off that. He really needed at least 1 there.
Yeah, he was convinced he killed that first player. I believe was Ship, or maybe it was Victor. He's gotten into the 12, so that is 3-on-4. Possibility to pick off the low-hanging fruit against Victor. Goosh. 1 more down.
Furlan's found himself 1. He still has
another surprise. Windigo have to keep their head on swivel here. These ecos are actually pretty good for AGO. That was not a bad look. It ends up only netting them 2 kills, but...
it could have went differently for sure, had some things unfolded in a different way, for sure, absolutely. But yeah, 9-12. This is going to be another gun round here for AGO. This time around, though, they do have the double big zooms. So that might make a difference in their defense right now.
Big what? Zooms?
The big zooms.
I'll allow it. Just this once.
Just roll with it, okay?
Full AKs versus M4s and 2 zooms.
Exactly.
And could be a fast play from Windigo, but that smoke is going to stop any kind of fast pace that they were thinking about. Molotov stops them from boosting up as well. So early denial on any information, any peaks from AGO, just with some pretty standard utility expenditure on the on mid and on A main.
And the double ops are still in play. They're playing a little bit more passive with it. Have one on this side and the other one towards back checkers, contesting towards B main, and Garubi will find the first kill on the A defense. He's looking for that second, but Bubble takes him down. Furlan not quite able to connect that shot. He's overwhelmed. That's the A side opened up. Tao trying to peek over the smokes. He's going to get spotted out and denied it an opportunity to make a play. Oh, Ships.
Oh, Ships indeed. He was surprised that a T was walking through that smoke just as he started reloading, and AGO, you got to take a page of Windigo's CT side and save here. 1 op, 1 M4. You got plenty of utility kit as well. Just run. Hide it out, duck and dodge, and fight another day.
I'm actually very impressed with Windigo's composure. To be able to bounce back from such a dominant half, especially early on, shows, yeah, you kind of have to respect it. Kind of have to respect it. It's another round win here for Windigo. Luckily for AGO, they're going to be able to keep 2 guns alive. PHR takes down 2. That's going to hurt the economy, but it doesn't really matter because Windigo's sitting on a lot of cash, to say the very least.
Yeah, and that's the first step for AGO to be able to start to topple that tower of money. Windigo were able to do just that in the first half. They were able to chip away slowly. Still ended up being 11-4 half, but you might end up 11-4 half in favor of Windigo here as well, because AGO are pistols. Got 1 M4 that was saved, or 1 op as well. So that is still not too difficult. Find out where that op is, really head the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what he decides to do with it. Looks like he wants to contest A, but he's going to fall back towards site. Once again, playing passive. This time, though, wants to hold that peek onto door, and if they're not careful enough, they could lose their lives here. Snatchy spotted 2 towards door. Ship's taking down 1. Snatchy picks up Punisher, though. The bomb's in his... Oh, the bomb. Never mind. Door's closed.
Yeah, he had eyes on Bomb, but that actually pulled the full rotation, the full gamble. The door opens back again, Bomb being recovered. Spellin, the 5th man on Windigo's side, is over in Sunroom and he's trying to get some intel. But the longer they wait right now, they were just chilling in Squeaky Door long enough. AGO start to settle out. They shift around, decide to go with a 2-2 defense.
Yeah, this leaves mid very weak, and Windigo's getting a pretty good feel of that. They understand the situation. They understand what's happening on this map right now. So they're going to set up for a mid take. They want to take it. It's just a matter of how loud are we going to go here. Are we going to let them know that we have mid control? They seem to be going pretty loud. They're not afraid of giving away that information. And they're favoring a B split at the moment. They're making their way towards Vent. Snatchy's the only player on the defense at the moment. Can he hold back long enough for the support to come in?
They don't have much more utility. Some smoke's being used to slow down this push or slow down the reinforcements. But Snatchy, it's hard to jiggle peek on land. Opper's going to win that more often than not. He takes 2 looking for more, but Ships jumps into the site. PHR picks up the pieces. AGO, for the 3rd time tonight, able to get things done with less than a full boat, full deck of cards. That time, 1 M4, 1 op. They gamble by putting the op alone with Snatchy on that B site, but if there's anybody that can hold alone with an op, Snatchy.
Yeah, and he's been consistently doing it. Constant performances with the ops solo defense. Picks up 2 kills. Not only that, but he buys them so much time that the flank could come in from PHR to able to get 2 kills off that. That's huge. Now they're slowly making their way towards victory. This could be their ticket back into this game. Huge investment here from Windigo, but a lot of noise being made. Tao could easily flank, but Spellin there supporting his teammates. Understands the situation in the setup very well. Victor, nice shot onto Furlan. Groovy brings 1 back. It's still man advantage for Windigo, though.
Oh, Ships. Ace up the sleeve, rounds the corner, takes 2, looking for more, but Snatchy stops him, but the round is virtually over. Snatchy is forced to retreat, but those entries, especially Spellin's on the player in the Z connector, that shot was it was rapid, instantaneous. The op's unable to be saved here at the end of the round, and even Windigo choose not to recover it either. So, I mean, that shot in Z connector, that just gives more confidence to the guys that are going up highway to just commit.
Focus forward.
Yeah, commit their eyes towards quad and towards truck. And it's exactly what they do. 1 kill after another.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful support there from Spellin. This is what they need. 11-13 now. The gap's closed. It's quickly closing. This is going to be the final investment for AGO. And if they lose this round, that could be a double save. That could maybe give Windigo the lead for the first time.
Stretch. We've seen AGO do a lot with very little on a consistent basis. This time, though, it's AKs aplenty and a lot of utility to be able to just muddy up the waters for the field of view of Snatchy. And Snatchy, the number 7 player, where are you hiding out these days? All the way back towards the A site, looking into A main. It's not alone, but he is separated. If some smokes come down into this site, which there are players that are back into near positions to throw smokes into the sites, he could be quickly separated from his reinforcements.
Absolutely. This is a bit of a different pace from Windigo. I want to take that late mid control, but there is a player up close and personal. Tao has been pretty good at taking mid control.
His timing through that was just perfect. Just as the T's like were boosting up. Now Tao can get early information. I don't think he's heard any steps yet, but Spellin is about to round this corner. He's been spotted. Tao just sticks to his guns. In fact, only takes 10 damage. No big deal for him. He'll dump his utility to start to make some space for himself, but that is exactly that. He's making space for himself. Another kill. He has decimated the team of Windigo single-handedly, who now commit ahead, where Snatchy lies in wait with the AWP and hits true, as he always does. Though Victor's able to pick up that next frag. Still 2 on 4. Tough spot. Ship's taking the same play that he did in the previous round, but this time, though, his days are numbered.
And there's just Victor in a 1v4 now. Tao's on the other side of that box. If he's able to isolate these kills, pick them up before they're able to overwhelm him, that could be his way back in, but a double peek comes out. PHR with the trade, and another round win for AGO. And what a beautiful, such a confident way for him to play that middle position, Tao. He's so confident. The timing was absolutely perfect, and he had one of the only real weapons. So for him to be able to do that and make use of that weapon so well, that is big.
Yeah, 2 kills for him, and he forces Windigo to move ahead. There's only so many places they can move ahead at that point. They didn't hear the vents break. They may have been broken earlier, but I didn't hear them break. So really they know, well, they're either going up highway, more likely than not, or they could be going into the Z connector. So the team shifts. They're there to receive. Snatchy was able to pick up the A main, and that was bomb spotted. So now it's super obvious. And it's just well played from AGO. You got to take those risks sometimes. Not every time, but you do have to take those risks when you're outgunned. But again, AGO doing a lot with so little.
Yeah, and he seemed to have a pretty good grasp of, again, a very intuitive feeling to how they're playing that. Just the confidence for him to not even check the corner. He instantly went into the mid-main, didn't even bother looking behind him in that corner, which is a pretty common position for the terrorists to play. So, I mean, he definitely has a very intuitive feeling to what's happening here. He's playing it to his advantage, and good for him. One step closer towards victory now. 14-11. Room for errors really closing here for Windigo. They really need to start capitalizing on these rounds. If they drop this one without a bomb plan, the next round could be problematic, and that could be it then and there. But for now, we are on a full gun round here. Snatchy still has the op up. They have full utility this time around. Kits to work with. So anything is possible on the defense side.
It's a big round. Very huge for Windigo. If they lose this one, I mean, they are in a bad economic situation, and AGO are on match point at that point. So it is tough. Furlan burns for 50, it looks like. Backs up on top of the generator, now into the ninja position, throws a flashbang. There's not many places for him to hide. That flashbang, perfect. It was just behind Groovy, who takes one. Actually, no. Punisher takes a team kill instead, and it is 3-on-2 right now. Bublin's able to get into the site and pick up one frag. The bomb is still on the ground, and they have many angles to be concerned about. Snatchy, perfection as always. Punisher needs perfection. He's got one, looking for 2 more, even just trying for a chance shot through the fading smoke. But Snatchy's always there.
Always. He is literally always there. And just such poor timing there for Windigo, because they'd used all their utility for that execute, and then the smoke faded, and they had no way to cross onto the bomb site. And the Guardian himself, Snatchy's there every single time. Perfect positioning from him. High IQ opper for sure. Aim on point. Look at his performance right now. 28-14.
It's great. Might hit the 30 bomb. I'm actually really impressed with Ships so far. Ships was a little quiet on the first map, and this time he's top fragger for the team. Oh, these nades! Soft, squishy targets now. And the M4 is just wrapping him up. Spellin misses a shot over the top. The Molotov pushes him back even further. 2 HP and a dream. Bomb planted, however, on that A's site, but yeah, guess who's home? Guess who's always watching, ever vigilant. Drops the Molotov into the default position. There's only so many places you can hide at this point, and Spellin, 2 HP, no chance. That retake, the nade start, the stack nades at boost hits 4 players. Probably does somewhere around 100+ damage each grenade.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That stings. AGO take the series in a 2-0 fashion.
I mean, it seemed like they were very, very well prepared on this map, AGO. From the T side, from the offense, straight from the get-go, they had so many different set pieces, so many good defaults and good ways to kind of play around what Windigo was doing, and they seem to have done their homework, like a pretty good read, especially the pistol round. Very high IQ on the T side. CT side, they struggled for a little bit, but then they restabilized. Their Snatchy just so good. I'm very impressed by his performances, and that's exactly what they're going to need, because this is the first step towards the Pro League. They still have one more BO3 to win before they can claim that title, but this is a good step in that direction.
All right, so to expand on that further, because I'm sure these guys watched the whole game, it was a very impressive match from both sides. We're going to throw it to Dan in the analysis desk. What do you guys have to say about AGO?
Definitely an impressive game from both sides. It is unfortunate, though, that we had to have a loser, of course, but AGO just looked dominant throughout the whole series, not just both maps in general. They just seemed to have that little bit of an X factor when it came to both games.
We don't have losers. We have winners.
So are we going to be...
The end.
Is it, sorry, are we going to call it the elimination bracket instead of the losers bracket? Would that make you more comfortable, Bok?
Yeah, actually it would.
This
is the promotion tournament, not the relegation tournament. We're promoting teams.
You are very positive today, aren't you?
No.
Somewhat too positive for my liking. But either way, AGO, they move forward, and tomorrow they face off against Envy. That's it's somewhat of a prize, but I mean, sum up that game for me, because...
Okay, so we're going to talk, well, I mean, essentially going into that first map, we were thinking, okay, Windigo still in this, a little bit of life came out of them towards the end of that game. They had a chance going on to cash, though. I pretty much had it sealed that AGO was going to win this. I was really surprised to see Windigo actually coming back into this game and sort of getting life once again, though, towards the end. And that's more a testament to AGO maybe just getting sloppy as the match progressed, as they saw, you know, how big this lead was really getting. They started getting a little bit more comfortable over time. But overall, I mean, the performance from Snatchy, really standout performance out of him. And AGO right now proving why they were in the Pro League in the first place. It was a great match out of them, confident win, and they're going to get it 2-0.
I mean, this team looked really good on land the last time we got to see them play at the MDL Global Challenge in New York. They looked fantastic, so it's good to see them kind of playing at a similar level right now. Obviously, it was a really strong start, that 11-4. Windigo did start grinding back rounds, you know, towards the latter part of it, but at that point, the damage was already dealt. Like, ultimately, it came down to how long will this last before AGO inevitably starts to bring it back, and this was huge. This was Snatchy with his ops in the B site. Like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, really helps, like, stop the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what we saw from AGO on that cash, like you said, a little bit of life from Windigo, but AGO's rotations throughout, I mean, you saw it with that last round right there. Snatchy's just keeping himself alive, allowing PHR to come and get himself involved with the play. By the time Snatchy goes down, PHR's involved, he gets the 2K, cleans up the round. Their rotations, their teamwork throughout this series was perfect.
Perfect. That's a bold word to be using.
Okay, I won't say perfect, but it was phenomenal.
I like phenomenal. Phenomenal is a good word.
You like
perfect, I don't know, but I would like to see perfect Counter-Strike. That would be phenomenal. How do you say it?
Phenomenal? Phenomenal?
Phenomenal. The situation for Windigo, though, is they drop to the elimination bracket, where they will face Spirit tomorrow, I believe. So that means we have quite an interesting day tomorrow.
Two great matches, in my opinion.
Two Mountain Dew League teams to face each other to try and stay in the relegation bracket. One of them will then lose and stay in Mountain Dew League. And of course, 2 Pro League teams battling it out to get back into Pro League as well. And then the winner of the lower bracket game faces the loser of the winners bracket game. And we'll explain all of that for you tomorrow once we get into the nitty-gritties. I believe on the other stream, Splice also won their game against Swole Patrol.
Yeah.
So we have a similar story on the other side. Splice versus Complexity will face against each other, and then Talk and Swole Patrol will face against each other as well tomorrow. So that's kind of a schedule for you guys tomorrow. You'll see more information on Twitter, I'm sure. But if you're here tomorrow at 11 AM when we kick off again, we'll run you through all the action and you'll know what is exactly coming. But that is going to be tomorrow. If you have been watching the stream and you are interested in Counter-Strike in general, but maybe you don't play competitively and you'd like to, you can actually join ESEA's servers and you can get You can take part in all of those servers. Play.esc.net is how you would do that. You might one day be playing on a stage like this. You can compete against some of the best players. You can train. You can get yourself on a squad. Maybe one day you'll be as good as Bok. And
that's not really much to look forward to.
No?
Yeah,
One day you'll be as good as...
Yeah, you definitely pointed at the wrong
Strong
guy.
legs.
Strong legs.
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
he the best player, would you say, out of everyone here?
You guys are really going to do this? I'm just going to get up and go.
But yes, that is how you will, you could maybe be competing one day. But that basically wraps up the whole stream today. We had an earlier stream where we saw some of the teams drop into this relegation bracket, and now we've seen the relegation bracket unfold into the evening. But tomorrow will be where the big boys start to compete for those places in the Pro League as well. Gentlemen, what was your highlight of today?
I was probably watching E United finally make Pro League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. E United, like we were casting a year in the making, right?
A year in the making.
It's great to finally see them there.
Like they've had multiple opportunities to prove themselves and get a chance, and they just kept fumbling it away at the last possible moment, losing at like really disappointing manners, like 3-map series, really close games, individual rounds that ultimately was costing them those games. So to see them finally break through, even though it wasn't the cleanest of Counter-Strike at times, it's still awesome to see them finally getting a chance to play in Pro League.
100%. It wasn't perfect Counter-Strike, was it? But
No.
It was great Counter-Strike. And yes, we have seen one team from Europe and NA, of course, qualify for Pro League, but tomorrow we will find another team from both Europe, two more teams, sorry, from both Europe and North America that will also qualify. It is going to be 11 AM BST if you want to tune in. That's when we're going to be kicking things off. There are going to be about 6 games on both A stream and B stream for you all to sink your teeth into and enjoy some Counter-Strike festivities. But from us on the desk, of course, from the casting team as well, from all of production, from all of the players, from all the staff here at ESL, we hope you have a lovely evening or morning or afternoon, wherever the hell you might be in the world, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Good night.